about to hear about something you may not have heard about yet, and trust me, it will be worth the wait. We have with us Eileen McKusick, who's the author of a book called Tuning, the Human Biofield. Welcome.
Thanks, Joel.
What exactly is it that you do?
I am a tuner of out-of-tune bodies. Literally. I use tuning forks to give people tune-ups.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, like, do people vibrate at a certain pitch?
Yeah, actually we do. You know, everything in our body is in motion, and we're really an instrument. And so when we're in tune, we feel good, and when we're out of tune, we know it, right? We don't feel good.
I'm a musician. I got a grand piano in my living room. The guy comes in there, he's got a tuning fork. The pitch is A. An A is an A is an A is an A. If you're walking around somebody, how's that pitch going to tell you that something's off if it's set?
Well, oddly, and this was something I was really surprised to discover, that the tuning forks actually dance with what the sound that the body is making, the body's electromagnetic field, the body's acoustic emissions. And when something in the body is broken or not working properly, it actually makes noise. And that noise intersects with the sound of the tuning fork, and it will cause the tune of the tuning fork to distort.
Seriously?
And you can hear it on the treatment table. It's obvious.
Wow. So an A becomes like an A sharp or a
Kind of.
quarter tone up?
Yeah. So if you have pain, for example, especially if you have intense pain, it'll make the fork sound really sharp.
All right. To some people, the idea that we are electrical beings might be news. Okay?
Yeah.
What about
Well,
that?
I think, you know, we don't often think of that because we've been really kind of enculturated to think of ourselves as chemical and mechanical.
Right.
But a lot of people realize if you tell them that when you get an EKG, that's measuring the electrical
Right.
activity in your heart,
Right,
right? Or
right.
an EEG is measuring it in your brain.
Right.
So then you're like, oh yeah, I am electric.
And if you have any further doubts, volunteer to get tased.
That's right. Because a taser interrupts your own
Right.
electrical activity, right? It takes you out.
Got it. So, if the taser can interrupt that biofield, that electrical field, I gather you're saying that field can also be enhanced or empowered.
Yes. What I
Okay.
call it is helping us get back to our factory settings or getting the noise out of the signal.
I wish my factory setting had been taller, but anyway. But what about that, though? Are you saying that the same tuning fork that enables you to diagnose a problem is the one that enables you to
Fix
treat
it.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're trying to tune an instrument but you don't have perfect pitch, you need somebody else to give you that, and then you can tune your instrument to that. It's the same thing with the body. The body might have noise in the signal, but it doesn't recognize it until you give it a coherent input, that sort of steady rhythm. And then the body will actually recalibrate itself. It will auto-tune.
And I believe you have said that the body stores memories in this field.
Yeah, so this is something that I discovered. You know, we have memories in our brain and
That
in
we
our
know.
muscles. And the same thing, like I can stick a vibrating fork in an area where there's a lot of perturbation, and that might be related to when your mom died. And it will actually trigger that memory and make you cry.
You don't blame me for being a little skeptical about this.
I was skeptical about this. I mean, when I discovered this I've actually mapped the whole field and discovered that specific memories live in specific regions.
Really?
And I was so skeptical about that because I'm like, how am I discovering something that nobody else has discovered?
But if my memories about birth, for example, live at this point in my field, does that mean your memories about birth are also going to live in a similar place?
Exactly. Yes, and it's the same from person to person. And I've treated hundreds of people, Joel, and I found this same pattern of information storage in everyone. But what's neat is that we can actually go back and access memories from precognition. So birth, things that happen under 3, they're very formative to people.
But you're not erasing those memories, are you?
No, we're modulating them. We're taking the charge out. We're changing the way that the body references the memory.
The signal to noise ratio, so to speak?
Exactly.
All right. Have you ever used this technique on yourself?
Well, kind of. You can kind of use it on yourself, but I really prefer having somebody else do it on me. And about 6 years ago, I started training students and then getting worked on myself. And over the years, I've received many sessions. And I've healed so many things, Joel. I used to suffer from terrible adrenal burnout and mid-back pain, and that's all been corrected. I had awful digestion, gas, bloating, heartburn, stomach aches all the time. That's all gone. I can eat anything I want, dairy, gluten, bring it on.
Wow. All right. I've got one thought and one final question. It seems to me that you are saying scientifically that Walt Whitman was right.
Yes, the body electric.
We sing the body electric.
Exactly.
Okay. If he was right poetically and you are right literally, isn't this a big deal? I mean, this is a paradigm shift, right?
It is a paradigm shift, Joel, and it's a big claim. It's a big claim to say that our memories are outside our body, that they can be manipulated with sound, right? So, I'm very interested in research being done on this. Let's test this hypothesis because if it is right, and I can tell you that, in all the years that I've been doing this work, and I've trained hundreds of students to do it, and they all come back with the same stories, we are really affecting people profoundly with this. We're taking away anxiety, we're eliminating pain, we're improving people's digestion, we're helping people heal from PTSD. Wow. So this opens up a whole new world of research and possibility.
And even if they're a skeptic when they get on your table, you can help them?
Absolutely, because this is physics. You don't have to believe in physics or gravity, to be affected by it. And because people are able to hear the changes in tone, and when I correctly identify the age that it happened, what everything that was implicated in it, and then they feel so much better afterwards, nobody ever leaves the table a skeptic.
I want to hear more about this, and I'd like to get on that table, by the way. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Fascinating.
Thank you.